I wish you could see what we were doing just before this. Nothing weird, just really, it's been a busy day today.
It has been a busy day.
We just ran and skidded into this live, which is my favorite time of the week. Getting to see you guys and chat to you. Hang on, let me just move me back over.
It's my fault, really, that we're a little bit late because you were helping me.
We've just had a very busy day, haven't we?
It has been.
But we are here now and pretty much on time. It was just, we were like, oh, gotta get to the live.
We made it.
We made it. So this week, I wanted to see about trying something a little bit different, because last week when I accidentally let a bunch of lovely people into the Zoom before I meant to, because I had not enabled the waiting room what's it, and
What's wrong?
Nothing.
What happened?
Nothing. I just got to put my engagement ring on.
Oh my gosh, always. All day too, probably. Have you had it on all day? You did have it on earlier, actually.
Don't know.
I don't know if you did either.
It's hard when you're working out and
and running errands and
just living your life.
Yeah.
So my plan for this week was to see about bringing a bunch of people on earlier.
What?
Yeah. And then if you guys have a question about 103 that we're going to watch this week on Netflix, then there's a raise your hand function, and then I would be able to see, and then you can ask me questions as we're watching it, and then at the end when the episode is over, then I'll open it up for more like broad questions like we would do every week. And I just wanted to see, because it is amazing having guests and I absolutely love picking their brains, but I just wondered if this week you guys were the guests and if you had questions about this episode or about season 1 in general, because this episode might be a bit too specific, then we can just see how this goes. Did that make any sense?
I thought it made a lot of sense.
Well, thanks, Ray.
I'm right on the same page as you.
Hey, what is your job again during these lives?
To monitor the questions. So let me get on the
Oh, I was holding up your thing. No, I was holding up your phone as like, that's what you're doing.
This is what I'm doing. Let me turn the volume down here.
Yeah, for goodness sake. What an
amateur. To the live chat.
Okay. Oh, and I can see them coming. Oh, happy early birthday. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Just a couple of Virgos here. Just
minding our own business. Yeah, I don't know. I don't. Birthdays are wonderful. I guess it's just going to be a super chill one. I'm very excited.
You like see me? I'm like, no, I'm on the live chat and I'm like doing the renegade.
Yeah, which I get it. That takes a lot of practice.
It does.
Hey, you guys. I think the first thing I'll do is give out the Zoom. Oh, no. Oh.
You're going to give it out now?
Oh, I'm all of a fluster. I feel like I'm right. So I'm going to go.
Oh, there's a question for Zach
and give out the Zoom link now in the chat so that you guys can have it, because I'm going to be having people in earlier. Sorry.
Yeah, my hair did grow already. Certainly since you cut it from the last video. That's true. Boy,
I feel like I'm going to mess this up.
Just an unbelievable amount of happy birthday wishes.
Oh, you guys. Thank you. I'm
Here's one for you, babe. If you could change one line or plot point, what would you change?
I mean, I'm still not over Ward being bad. Like, I wish it was someone that we didn't really know and didn't really care about.
Do you think that's?
How do I put stuff in this chat?
I don't. It wasn't specifically to you. I think I could also answer it, and I would say that Agent Tad would have
made a great baddie.
Made a great baddie.
Yeah. What am I doing wrong here? Why can I not put this in the chat?
I think you need to go just down further. You just can't scroll all the way down there.
Oh my gosh, a whole new world. Right, putting the Zoom link in the chat now, and then I'm going to press play on a countdown, and then I don't know how many people I'm going to invite in, but I want to say like 20. and you'll probably be muted. And then if you have a question about 103 or season 1 in general, as we're watching along, then you can do the raise your hand function.
Because you're going to fill the waiting room, and then you're going to randomly select. Here it comes. Here it comes. Maybe put it in like a bunch of times.
Yeah, a bunch of times. Putting it in now, a bunch of times.
Here comes the Zoom link.
Let me know if this works. In it goes. Yes, yes. Oh, happy early birthday. I guess it's 12:06 somewhere. What is that?
Cat Harlem. Who was Agent Tad? When did he appear? That was me.
Zachary But
I
Able.
played Agent Tad.
We figured out what episode. You should come and do the live for it. I think
from the cutting room floor.
Right.
Well, I tell you, my inspiration.
Right. Oh my gosh, it's already filled up.
Full. It's done.
But keep going, because sometimes people leave, and you know. Right. Gonna press play. 3, 2, 1. Oh, so here's. So I'm on Netflix. I'm right at the start before the da 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 da. You know that ABC bit?
Bum 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 bum.
Yeah. So pressing play on 1. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Yes, here it goes. Oh, whoa. That was a good impression. Here comes the Marvel thing. This one is called The Asset.
Isn't it just so cool? Like the Marvel logo stuff at the beginning. I just love it.
Yeah, just the whole thing is cool. Well, I remember the all the stories about the filming of this. Gary Brown shot this bit.
Some great product placement there too.
Of that van?
Rocky Mountain Paper Supply.
Yeah, but I think that's a fake van.
Is it?
Yeah.
There's no real Rocky Mountain Paper Supply?
No, when you go and choose as a director or like producers, when you go and choose these vehicles, you go to this big looks almost like a used car dealership like on the outskirts of LA, and there's just every single type of car from every era, trucks. I know for the Sarge truck, I was along because I was shadowing Clark on 601, and I went to go, and he was like choosing the different what Sarge's truck was going to look like, and they just have crazy futuristic cars. They have like cars that look like they were in Mad Max. They have that. It's just so cool. I don't remember the address.
I remember this.
Look at that, flying in the
air. Someone just asked, what was it like working with Simon Cassianides and Luke Mitchell again in a completely different series, The Safe Six?
Right, I'm admitting, I don't know, 20 people, just FYI.
Here
it was so fun. We're very close friends with Luke Mitchell and Simon Cassianides. So we loved them. We loved doing that. I can put a little link to it here. Hi, everyone. Do you feel like that's a bit loud?
Yeah, let me turn it down.
Well, maybe just a tiny bit.
Okay.
Hi, you guys.
Wow, what's up?
I'm so excited to try this for this week. Hey, how about we leave it at that? What do you think?
I think that's a good amount.
A good amount. So, hi, you guys.
It's like 20.
Hi, everyone.
15.
Hi, Miranda. Hi, Christy. And someone with Christy. I don't know your name, but hi. Hi, Kinsley. Hi, Ali. Hi, Sam. Hi, Emily. Hi, Isa.
Where? Isa Simca. Are we saying it right, Isa?
Yeah, I was just like, I just put it shorter.
What's a gorgeous name? Willa, Serena, I can't see your guys' names. Gwendiana? Oh my gosh, what a gorgeous
great name. I've never heard Gwendiana.
Vignesh, and I can't see your name. Emma, Sam, Emily. Oh, this is so awesome. So, how many of you are watching 103 right now on Netflix? Oh my God, amazing. So as we go, I'll probably be chatting like, I don't know, boring stuff that you don't want to know about. So if you have something that you're watching along and you're like, oh, I want to know. Oh my gosh, Miranda's on here again. Miranda, old friends. Then just, there's a function where you can put your hand up, but also you could also just put your hand up because I will see it. And let's just watch the episode and see how the heck we get on. I remember that this was such a fun costume fitting for Chloe because anytime we get to wear sweatpants in a scene is just amazing. And little did she know she would have the most uncomfortable costume in the whole world to wear for the next 5 years. So she was so excited about this fitting because you just get loads of fun.
Oh my gosh, there you are.
Look how tiny we are. I remember that stuff we were spraying stank. And so I just spent all day feeling like I was inside some kind of weird fart machine.
So basically you're just with me.
I was just with you.
I was giving you real life experience.
I gotta just stop talking about your flatulence because Will has got a question.
Oh, okay.
So you were talking about costume fittings, and I actually wanted to know how getting a costume made for you works. Like Daisy's 1930s gown, which is I'm just desperate to make because I love that dress so much.
Isn't it so
how does that work?
gorgeous? Yeah. Such a great question. So when we have stuff made, everything we wear is tailored, which is something that you guys should all know. Whenever you see any actor on TV ever, they have had all their clothes tailored perfectly to fit their body. So even just a normal looking t-shirt, we always get so much help. And that's why people are good on screen. There's a lot of work. Yeah, there's a lot of I buy a t-shirt, I'm like, why does it just not look as good as it does in the show? And it's because we have a tailor on site at all times. So in your fittings, they tailor everything anyway. But when you have something made, you go in as normal for your fitting. You usually have the fitting the week before you start shooting that episode. So while you're filming the one before, you have your fitting. And for something like that dress or like the suit that I wore in season 7, you just go and they just take your measurements like anything else. No, does it work? No, do you know, I think for the suit, because they have our measurements, they pick the fabric, so they go in and like lay the fabric on you to see if it goes like with your skin tone and your hair color and everything. And then once they decide on the fabric, then you can say, oh, I love this color or that. And they'll have the costume designer Whitney for Daisy's dress. She showed our bosses all different kinds of designs, and then they draw the design. And especially for the superhero outfits, there's this special place in LA where they go and they design it all, and they have like 3D models of it so they can see all the different parts of it. And then you go in for like a pre-fitting where they've kind of just loosely sewn it all together. Are you do you sew?
Yes, that's called a mock-up.
Okay, so they do the mock-up.
Will's an expert.
Willie, you should.
No, I'm not.
I
started sewing again in like February, but yes, I know.
Oh, that's awesome.
So,
by the way, these glasses were my most favorite glasses of all time.
That's what you have as your TikTok profile.
I did. I think did I change it?
It used to be those.
Yeah,
glasses.
because I just absolutely like that. This started my love affair with glasses. I should have got props on. I love those glasses. Anyway, so it works as it would a normal fitting, Willa. So you go in, you do the mock-up, and then you go in again and you get it fitted again. And I mean, our tailor was just so amazing that he just sort of knew our shape and what would look good. And yeah, then you go in for a second fitting and it's kind of just ready to rock, and you're in your trailer. So that's it. So they only have, I mean, he probably had a couple days to actually make it, along with all the other stuff that he's doing. So I mean, they just go so quickly. Yeah, nuts. He's amazing.
That sounds awful to make that dress in 2 days.
But yeah, it's a lot. I should get Henry on here. That was his name, Henry.
You should get, it's probably still his name.
It's still his name. His name is Henry. Emily, what's your question?
Hi, it's so good to see you. You can actually see my face this week because like last week I was wearing a mask.
I can see you.
Yes. Okay. So my question was, because I just saw a scene with you and Fitz, and I remember you said in past interviews that you thought that you were like brother and sister at first. So I'm just wondering, would you have acted differently if you'd known that you guys were going to end up being romantically involved?
Hold on, Emily. Let me just.
Sorry.
Now go ahead.
That's such a good question. I don't think so, because I think Fitzsimmons weren't thinking of along those lines. So then I think as an actor, I wouldn't have. It's one of the reasons I think I'm so grateful that they told us very little information, because it meant that then we couldn't play too far ahead. Because I think then it just, you're in a different headspace to your character. It doesn't really work. That's such an interesting question. No, I think I would have played it the same, because they would have not, that just wasn't crossing their mind to be romantic. But I had forgotten watching this. I watched this episode last week, and I had forgotten how bickery we were. Like all our I should pull up one of the scripts, but all our lines were basically in a script. You know, you have lines one under the other, but all our Fitzsimmons lines were next to each other like this. So basically, our direction was just say all your lines at the exact same time, and they wanted this like bickering kind of vibe. Pop, pop, pop.
I just can't believe how young Ian looks in
Everyone.
this.
I mean, look at Brad.
Yeah.
But Ian does. I mean,
I think he was also like he just done
this.
that Ryan Gosling movie. And remember they wanted him like super skinny.
He did all that swimming.
And so he was like just, you know, he was slight.
He was slim.
Slim
And slight. Oh my gosh, I miss this lab so much. Ali, hit me.
First of all, I just want to say I think you're amazing and I love you so much.
Thank you. I love you too.
Thank you. What was your favorite season to shoot, like out of the 7? I don't know.
Oh, I think it's funny because when I watched them, I'm like, now watching season 1, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this was my favorite. This was amazing. But I think it has to be season 7, because there's something about us knowing it was the last one that just made everything feel so loaded and special. And we were all just so comfortable at that point. Like in all these scenes we're watching now, I'm terrified to within an inch of my life. Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy stressful and exciting because it was like there was so much hype around the show that it was like.
Well, there were lots of people on set all the time, and like kind of big scary people in suits from all these different places, and they were lovely, all of them, but as an actor you just feel like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get fired any second, whereas by the end we were just rolling in and
well, like by the end they were like tearing down all the stages around that stage.
Yeah, exactly. We're like, oh well, here we go.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks for your question.
Yeah,
I love these two acting together. Ian Hart is,
they're great.
And it was nice because he's Fitzsimmons' lecturer, professor. So I felt like Fitzsimmons, like he was that idol. You're gonna have to correct me on your name in case I said it wrong.
You can just say my last name, Simcoe. I know the scene already passed, but do you know how they were able to make like the truck flip? Like all those cars in the beginning, was that all CGI?
I think they flipped the car. I think they flipped it, and I think so you film, so when you do, it was a bit CGI, and this is me remembering from a long time ago, and if anyone watches any of my YouTube videos, my memory is not the best. So this is how I think it was, that they would have filmed the car flipping on its own without the truck. And then they would have filmed the truck coming down and swerving as if the car flipped over. And then they would have filmed what you call a plate, which is just like a blank without anything moving through it, that same shot. So the camera would have been in the same position. You'd have filmed the flip, the lorry, and then a blank slate. And then they would have put it together in post. But all the cars you see flip, we really flip them. Like they're attached to wires, and then there's compression springs that you can put underneath the back wheels of a car, and then they press a button, half a mile away, and it pops it over the top. So those things really happen. And in fact, in the pilot, the police, there was some car that exploded. I forget what kind of car it was now. Anyway, those bits went way further than they thought they were.
I remember that.
Remember? And they were all on fire. And I mean, no one got hurt, but it was one of those moments.
I remember you telling me about it.
My gosh. this scene, this was when I think I fell in love with Chloe and Ian and just knew that we were going to have such a good time, because it's this scene and then there's another scene after this and that we filmed kind of back to back. We could not stop laughing, and Ian does this thing with his hands where he's like explaining the gravitonium, and he's like, it does this and then it does this and then it does like this, and you'll see when you watch it. Chloe can hardly look at him in the eye. I'm like a little robot because we're just crying on the inside. We were talking the other day about you call it corpsing in a scene because you basically kill the scene. It's when you can't stop laughing and that's it. You just can't
Do they
stop.
put the blooper reels out? Are those on like the extended, on the DVDs and stuff? I'm seeing yeses. Because they do it like every year. Well, I didn't go to all of them, but on at rap parties.
Some of them.
At the rap party, there's always like a segment to where everyone kind of like the lights go down and they put it up, and it's like bloopers from the out like throughout the season. So I wonder if it's the same. Like I wonder if we've seen bloopers that are on the same ones.
The trouble is when you laugh like that, it's not exactly funny for anyone else. It's only funny for us. So I feel like maybe that didn't make it on the blooper reel.
Sometimes everyone laughs though.
I don't know. When you're on like day 13, hour 13, and people just want to go home, it's definitely less funny.
Well, and it's not
Look
like
at our hair. It's so curly.
Yeah.
That's Ian's natural hair.
That is his natural hair.
And then when we had to do the flashback in season, I want to say 7? 6. Thanks, Sam. Thanks, Olivia. Yes, Gwen. 6. They had to put a little wig on him, like a little topper, like a little toupee, and he clipped it into his hair.
Because it was so short.
It was much shorter.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, he hasn't had long hair like this since probably season 1.
I forgot about it. Yeah.
Look how curly all our hair is. It was soon after this that the bosses came down and said, "You got to stop curling the girl's hair," and
it was like too va-va-va-voom.
Yeah, it didn't quite maybe make as much sense as it could have done. Which was great because then it meant like half an hour less in hair and makeup. Emma, what's up?
Hi.
Hi.
So I kind of have a general sort of industry question.
Okay.
I'm a costume and wardrobe technician for theater.
Oh, awesome.
And so I think it's kind of like a very different world between live theater and film television. And I was just wondering, like as a person, like as an actor, as any person within that world, what made you choose to go through one avenue versus the other?
Oh, great question. I fell in love with theater from being in high school, and that's what I wanted to do, and I had no interest really in film and TV. I trained in theater, classically trained in in Shakespeare, and that's what I wanted to do. That was my dream, to be on stage for the rest of my life. And then I came out of drama school and just did not book any theatre gigs and started booking student short films and then low budget feature films, and sort of learn on the job, because you don't really train in film and TV. It's more theatre, at least in England. You don't really go to drama school and like it's theatre based.
I mean, maybe in LA there's like acting classes that are like specifically, but if you go to like a drama school, I haven't been.
Yeah, it's all
like
theater.
when I'm also older than all of you guys, but it's like you didn't learn theater, like you didn't learn film and TV acting at a drama school in the States at that time. Maybe you do now, but I think
they're basically the same, but I think I just really wanted to do theatre, but I just couldn't get a job in theatre. So then I started booking stuff in film, and I thought, well, if I'm gonna do this, I need to go where all the films are being made, because I'm like there was something about me that was much more suited to film and TV than theatre. I would still love to do theatre, but it'll hopefully that's in my future. I think you're
going to end up on the West End or on Broadway at some point.
I would love that. I mean, I would be so scared, but I would love that. But
I'd be there at every performance.
Throwing the roses.
Yeah, throwing roses. And maybe some boxer briefs.
Yes.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah. Yeah, with your initials on it. Taken.
Do you find it's hard to switch avenues at all, but once you like kind of go down one path versus another? Because I feel like with costuming, it would be very hard to like suddenly switch gears, having so much experience in one version versus another.
I think it is. I think they're very different worlds with slightly different contacts. But it's definitely not impossible. It's just knowing, you know, for you, it would probably be knowing somebody that already works in film and TV that you could have some work experience with, or, you know, can get you in for the day and just kind of see what that's like. But in terms of the skill set, I mean, so much of it is the same. In acting, I mean, I would assume in costume too that, you know, all your skills would be transferable. But yeah, I think it is. I think it's easier. Well, I don't know. I was going to say I think it's easier to go from film to theatre, but I actually don't know because now I think I don't know. I'm not
from like a skill set or from
no,
a career
from like
standpoint?
a career standpoint.
I think
whatever you can
on,
break into first as an actor, go down that path that's feeding you, and then you can switch over when you've kind of built a good reputation and a good body of work. I mean, that's what I'm hoping anyway. I'm going to do Miranda and then Sam, I saw your hand up, go to.
I will say
Yeah.
I think that, one, I think the industry's changing a lot. I think that it's decentralizing out of LA, but I think that, because when I went to, I went to school for business and then moved to New York and like started taking acting classes and whatnot. And it's like that, like New York at that time, and from what I hear from other people, is it's still quite closed off to people that haven't come from like the NYUs or the Carnegies or like the Yales and like this. LA at the time that I went, it was like, oh, you're new, come read. And I think that that's why it had such a like a major gravitational pull.
Yeah, I think film is more open.
And so then I think that film and TV was just like, oh, you want to read for a play in New York? It's like, good luck. Have you not gone? Do you not know all of these people? It was really difficult.
Yeah.
So I just think it was a little bit more.
Well, I guess if you've already cracked into the theatre world, maybe then it would be easier.
Yeah, I think then you have an advantage. But I also think that things are changing. Like I foresee the industry decentralizing a lot over the next 10 years. That like this that we're all on, I just think is going to really open up the entire world to participating in an industry that was like really different, that like you had to physically be in like 3 cities.
And you can make your own content now with YouTube and everything. There's been so many videos and GIFs made of Chloe in this dress, by the way. I think this was my first time I discovered GIFs, like that Shield had GIFs. Also, this was so long for her to shoot, and then all our side we did in like an hour. And they were there for 14 hours, and we were like, how was your section in scene 6 to 10? And she was like, oh my god, it took 2 days. And we were like, oh, we're gonna do it in an hour, we're done by lunch. Anyway, Sam, what's up?
Hi, first of all.
Hi.
I'm just really nervous. Hi. My question was like, how was it working with like Kyle MacLachlan and Ruth Nega, and just how was that experience?
Oh, I mean, they were both amazing, and both the kind of actors that they just have it. I mean, this was before Ruth was nominated for her Oscar, and
like right before.
Yeah. Well, maybe she had filmed the movie already, but it wasn't out yet. And she just, and Kyle, like they just have that. When were we talking about this? Oh, we're talking about Jen. They just have this. We were saying about Jennifer Grey.
Yeah.
They just have this presence that they walk into a room and you just know that they're there, and then you see them on camera and you go, oh my god, I get it, and you like lean in, and they were both amazing and both meticulous. I think something that's been so amazing for me, like coming up on the show, was that the people that are known to be the greats, the people that get nominated for Oscars, like Kyle, who's just been in everything for years, and really, I don't know if he he doesn't have anything to prove, and he could have probably just come on our show and just coasted and kind of known his lines a bit and had his lines read to him each time, which there's a lot of actors that do that. He didn't. Like, anyone that's a master, in my experience, they are the most prepared. They care the most. They think about every line. They have 10 different ways that they could do it. Yes, they were both amazing. Yeah, I'm so excited to see the girl in the flower dress. I think that's what we called it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Great question.
I just remember her being on the show and like you talking about her, and then we saw her someplace, and then we ran into her at some party, and she'd like just gotten nominated for an Oscar.
We're like, hey,
we're like, this is crazy. You're just not, you're what? I mean, it was crazy. I remember.
And she was so nice.
She's like, hey, Zach. It's like, how do you know me?
Yeah, she's
I wasn't
so
on it.
nice.
Yeah, she's so nice.
I'm the best accent ever.
Yeah.
Boy, we really went everywhere. I forget in season 1, we had so many locations. And then by the time we got to season 5, it was like, here's a corridor, here's another great corridor. What's happening on the chat, babe?
I'm like messaging with people. There's some questions. I'm just answering them. I don't even know if it's the right answer. Are there going to be bloopers in season 6 and 7? I said they don't really announce that, but I would think that there would be bloopers on.
Are there not bloopers out for season 6 yet? Oh man, I'm sure there were a lot. That was such a fun season too. Oh my gosh. Simcoe, what's up?
Do you know, hi, I just want to say I love you and thank you so much for doing this, but do you also know where the outside parts were filmed?
I think, well, the beach, I want to say, was down near Santa Monica in LA. And then that big, like this mansion, this wasn't a set, this was in the mansion. And I want to say that was also near the beach. Maybe it was Redondo Beach. I'd have to look up my call sheets. I wasn't there on that day, but it was all in LA.
You filmed quite a few times down in like the Long Beach near the Queen Mary area.
Yeah, we filmed all this stuff on that big ship there.
Yeah.
But that was more industrial stuff.
Right.
What a nightmare to get down to Long Beach.
With traffic.
Yeah. But on location days, they're usually really hard days, and whenever you start off going, I want to be on location all the time because it's so fun, and then actually if you just have work in the studio, then it's so much easier. You get to just like have all the snacks you usually have, and then
when you can monitor, it's like you don't have a plane flying over and like a train goes by.
Yeah,
and like all that stuff.
Don't get your heels in the grass.
Boy, look at your hair. Boy, you look so young too.
It was a completely different color. Yeah.
More like a chestnut.
See how we both are like, whenever there's a table, I always just look at like, how are you leaning at? We're leaning in slightly different ways, but you both claim your way. That was a really fun day, actually. Yes, Serena.
Hi. Do you think the writers had like any idea of how often Gravitonium was going to come up again in the show when they were writing this episode?
I assume so, because they had the whole season mapped out. Oh, but yeah, because did it come up with Talbot? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, like his with like Hall at the end with like his hand. Yeah, like it was just so frequent. Do you think that just kind of organically happened, and they were like, oh, we could use Gravitonium again, or did they like did they understand how often they would use it?
I think they probably go, what do we have? What have we established? How do we use that? How do we integrate it? So they probably, I mean, I'm speaking for them now, but my thought would be that they wouldn't necessarily have thought about Deke using it on his belt, because I don't think anyone thought we were going to get that many episodes in. But I think at the start of each season, they'd go, how do we weave in things that we've kind of built our culture about? And that's what's so fun about, by the time we got to the end of season 1 and then into season 2, it felt like we had built up enough things for it to be we were I don't want to say a culture. What's the right word? Like we were a
community.
Yeah, kind of a world in our
An
on
ecosystem.
like on our own, that we'd established stuff that then we could call back rather than having to rely on the movies and what they were doing and trying to take those things in. Yeah, but it's not a universe, is
Galaxy.
It's like we're a solar system on our own, maybe.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
We didn't need to orbit around anything. We just could do our own thing.
Yeah.
Yes, Olivia. Oh, this is a great fight.
Oh my gosh, this is like such a dream. I've been watching your lives since we started, and it's like just so awesome. So
oh, I'm so
mini freak out now that I'm off mute. And happy early birthday as well.
Thank you.
That's insane. So this is the first mission that Sky does. And so I'm just wondering, did you or did Chloe or did anybody know how her character was going to develop and how this mission would turn into the incredibleness that is Daisy and Quake and just the whole story? Did any of you know at the time that this was going to happen?
Oh, Olivia, just dropping the mic with that question. No, I think the writers did. I think they knew that it would be that really S.H.I.E.L.D. is a story about a misfit coming and discovering that she's a superhero. But Chloe had no idea. They didn't tell her in the audition. There was no I don't even think she had to do any sort of fight stunt auditioning.
No, but she did have,
and we had no idea.
I remember at the time she had you knew that. I mean, one, you knew the show was going to be a massive deal, but then the other part was
we knew it was all. I guess we did all have military training at the start.
But she had. I remember her screen test was like when you hear about I don't know if you've ever Googled Robert Downey Jr. screen test from Iron Man, and it's a full on they have other actors there catering. That's what they did for Chloe, which is I've never heard of any other TV show.
Yeah, so you're saying she would have known that the character was going to be a pretty big
deal.
Yeah, because for Ian and I screen test, we were just in a room and for a couple of hours.
You should say who else you screen tested against.
No,
yes. Oh, I'm not on mute. Oh my gosh, but yes.
Well, maybe I could try and get
one of them. Is you could say, couldn't you?
I just don't know if that. I just feel like that's for them to say.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, well then.
Oh, I know. I see who you mean. That I could say. I don't know. We'll have to text him and ask him.
Okay.
Christy, what's up?
Hi.
Hi.
My question is, if you could bring back one character that died or left the show, who would it be?
Oh my gosh, great question. I think, how cool is that effect? Oh, anyway. Well, we're biased, but we speak to Luke Mitchell and Simon Cassianides, who played Lincoln and Bakshi.
We've actually gotten a few texts from them while we're on
We
this,
speak to them pretty much every day. So I think
Luke has a new show coming out, as does his wife. They're off to go film it. I don't know if you follow them on Instagram, but they're up.
Well,
they're out. They have that on their Instagram.
Yeah.
They have new shows.
Yeah, they're both the new shows.
Yeah.
You just disclose a lot of information on
It's on their Instagram.
It's on whatever. So them, and also I've always felt a little bit bad. Oh, by the way, I almost got set deck on to talk about this episode with what just happened with the Gravitonium when the whole set was upside down. But then I just like this idea more, and I don't know why. I just felt like I really wanted to do this instead this week. But when I get set deck on, I'm going to ask them about this because, they'd glued everything to the ceiling, which is just so cool. Anyway, sorry. And also, they were very lucky that both of these guys had very short hair, because why is this tie not going up? I wonder what the logic is there. Do you know what I mean? Would his tie be up or no? Maybe Gravitonium doesn't work like that. Must not be, because all this stuff. Oh, whatever, Elizabeth, shut up. What was the question?
Oh,
yeah, and I also felt bad that I killed Bakshi. So I think I've always felt a little bit bad about that, you know? So I'd bring back Bakshi. Maybe we could redeem him somehow.
People are saying if you could send the link out again, because there's still spots, but they can't access it because it's too far up in the chat.
Oh, yes. I should just up my Zoom limit again, because right now it's...
Yeah, I think we should just up it.
That was so fun on the finale. Yes, here we go.
Someone said that if we watch all the episodes again, it will take 2.5 years. You're stuck with us, guys.
I wouldn't be mad about that.
Yay! Well, people are saying maybe 2 a week. What do you guys think about 2 a week? Or is 1 a week just fine? Whatever.
Should we do a marathon where we just stay up for 24 hours? We just eat Coke and drink popcorn. Wait, what?
The soda.
Yeah, I'm saying it backwards.
Oh, because you're just so tired.
Yeah.
And excited about it.
Exactly.
I know what you mean about this being kind of almost the genesis, is that the right word? Of Daisy, with her, like, with the guns and like the moves and the stunts and stuff. They probably watched this and were like, oh, thank goodness she can just do it all. How fun was that?
Awesome.
And she had to be like absolutely soaked all day after this. Just kept pouring water over her so that she could remain wet in the running scenes.
What's happening?
He's fallen over. Prana, your hand was up before and I missed you. How are you doing?
Hi.
Hi.
Sorry for joining again. I only wanted to do it in the end, but then I felt bad because I was in it last week. I probably shouldn't have done it again. Sorry.
No, of course. You kidding me? It's so interesting that you are, like, a few people have been on here twice, because it was so random me just hitting admit. Maybe you guys were just first both weeks.
I'll provide the sound effects.
Yeah. What was it like?
Pop, 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 pop.
There you go.
Foley artist here.
What is your question?
Sorry, one thing before, you know how tomorrow's your birthday? Well, obviously you know. But my friend Lauren, she's doing this thing on Instagram, hashtag Lil's birthday bash, and they're gonna be posting a bunch of videos on there that they worked really hard on. So I know that like, if you checked it out, it would mean a lot to them.
Yes, I'll definitely do that. Lil's birthday bash.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. A bash. Oh, that's so lovely. Who started that?
My friend Lauren, her username is @agentsofshield with a C instead of an A.
Well, thank you, Lauren. I'm going to find it. Oh my gosh, look at that. Already sent it in the chat.
I'll type it in the chat.
This is what I need. I just need you guys to organize all my life in general. Look at this. I've already got the messages in there.
Someone asked you a question. Yeah. First off, happy early birthday.
Thank you.
When you first, this is from Kayla, K-A-L-A-R. When you first started acting, did you think that you'd be this successful? And when did you fall in love with acting? And will you admit that Zach is just much cooler than you? I don't know. That's crazy.
It's interesting that
last part might
went
not have been on there, but
I fell in love with acting when I was 12 or 13. My best friend Emily wanted to go to drama club and she wanted someone to go with her, so I went with her and we just loved it. We kind of we felt like little misfits at school, but we didn't mind. We were quite happy to like be like that. But when we went to drama club together, it just felt we just felt like we'd kind of found our tribe a little bit in each other. I don't know. It's not like we really had many other friends
the two of you.
than each other. But it happened at a really good time. There were new drama teachers, and so we felt like I don't know.
And you're still mates with Emily now. Someone's asking that.
Oh yeah, I am. Speaking to her tomorrow. And then no, I never thought I would be the only thing. My main ambition was, oh my gosh, can you imagine if I can pay my rent with acting? Like that was, if I don't have to have another supplemental job, then that to me would have been like, whoa. And I gave myself 5 years to try and make that happen, because I felt like if I'm still doing my side jobs, I don't know, like I might have to have an actual bit more of a life plan. Although I do love it so much, I'd still probably keep doing it even if I had to do all the side jobs, because I never mind doing them because I just loved the acting. Wow, look at this effect. So this would have all been green screen, and they just put you in a harness, and then kind of you have the camera above you, and then they just drop you down.
Yeah, so cool.
And the bits when you start getting covered in things, it was like when I got swallowed up by the monolith in season 4.
Was that 4?
3? And then I was there in season 4,
Everyone's saying
right?
2. I mean,
3 to 4, 2 to, oh God.
2 to 3.
May I? Sorry.
Please.
At the end, the cliffhanger and the season 2 was you getting sucked in, and season 3 you were there.
Oh,
lots of
gosh,
agreeing.
was that only season 2 I got sucked in? Oh.
I tell you,
very
you guys
end,
are
so.
just on it. It's unbelievable.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. And I lived it, and I have no idea. I can tell you. Put a gun to my head, I wouldn't know. Yes, Ali, what's going on?
I just wanted to ask again, sorry. Who is your favorite villain in the show? Like of all the seasons, like if that makes sense.
Yes. I think Paxton Garrett. Just because he was, I mean, he was just so incredible as a human, but as an actor,
His son is so nice too.
Oh, James is the best, yeah. But he was just so, you watched him and you loved him, but then he was just so bad. He was such a baddie. That to me, I was the most conflicted. He was the baddie that I rooted for the most.
That's cool.
Yeah, great question. Oh, look at her. This made me cry when I was watching this, because it was the whole like, this is what the show is about. Everybody kind of, it was like a family. You're allowed to kind of annoy people and argue, and then by the end of the episode you all come back around and you just realize, oh, we're family.
Yeah.
You know, and she got to wear sweats again, which she probably absolutely loved. You know?
Yeah. I'm just thinking, like, did they wrap her hands, or like did they glove them? Here's another. Monica's asking.
They wrapped them, look.
Yeah. Well, I was just seeing, like, is it a fake wrap?
Was it a fake wrap?
Yeah.
No, that would have probably taken a really long time and been quite annoying, because you can't really eat or do any.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was really looking. Monica Silva says, as actors, how do you guys approach your own acting? How do you evaluate yourself? It must be weird to see yourself on screen, and insecurities might kick in too. How do you cope with all of that?
Ooh, good question. In terms of process, for me, it all starts with the script. I think all the clues are in the script. So there's a lot of breaking down of scripts and what you're trying to do with each line, and why did you use this word and not that word, and what you're trying to do. So a lot of script analysis, I think. What was the other question? How do you cope with seeing yourself on screen?
Mm-hmm.
I actually don't mind it. I love watching playback. I think as long as you can watch it and not pull yourself apart, and I like to watch everything. I watch every episode once to see where I can improve. I don't allow myself to like watch scenes over and over that I feel like I'm just killed, like didn't do very well in. But I do find it helpful to watch. Some people don't watch. Ian hates watching himself on screen.
Yeah.
I don't know what that says about me. I don't mind it.
I don't really mind it either. In fact, like even when it comes to auditioning, like I think we talked about it on one of these, where it's like I'd rather self-tape than.
Yeah, you'd rather see it.
I'd rather
Isn't that just so cool? I wonder how much that affect cast. I should ask Colpack.
Is Emily chat on our video and in the chat? Did you ask a question about Safe 6?
Yeah, I did. I watched it last week, and I was like, oh my God, it's the reunion we didn't get.
It was so funny because it was Simon that came up with the idea and was like, hey, we're all kind of sitting around, like,
let's just do something
He's
fun.
like, would you guys want to
this was the fun. Well, we missed it. That's it. The episode's over. Who didn't get to ask a question? Because I would love to get around everyone. Okay, let's do Gwen, and then we'll do Walt, and then we'll do Kinsley.
And Miranda wants one too.
Hi, thanks for asking me. So I was back to Bill Paxton. How did you feel whenever you figured out that he was Hydra? Because I know for Brett, they like had everybody in the room, and then they revealed it to everyone at once. But like, how did you feel whenever you learned that Bill Paxton was going to be Hydra?
I think I can't really remember. I feel like we might have known from the start with that one. And I think there's one of those things when you get such a huge name, I think we all kind of thought what would be the most significant thing that he would be, and it'd probably be like the big dog at Hydra. So I feel like maybe we had a bit of an idea.
Mm-hmm.
My memory's rusty though.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, Walt, what's up?
Hi.
Hi.
Awesome. I have a really dumb question, which is, if the maturity rating of the show had been higher, which character do you think would curse the most?
Oh, Fitz.
Yeah.
1000%. And it would be very obscure Scottish stuff that honestly they probably could have gotten away with now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the like scale of British swear words and American swear words, you're allowed some British swear words on network TV, but just non-American.
Like, is bollocks, would that be allowed?
And bloody, and well, we probably should. I mean, it's not good to say bad language, but there's a list of.
But are those? Is that bad word? That's like that's.
Well, it's
naughty.
bad. Like, it's not a great
England.
word in England. Yeah.
We're not in England right now. I don't know.
But that's the interesting thing about American TV is that's not deemed as offensive because I don't know, maybe it just sounds nice in our accent, I guess. Right, who did I say was next? Yes, go for it. Your name is covered at the second bit. What's your question?
Know who we're talking to.
Oh, well, I can't see because look, here we go. Asked to unmute.
There we go.
Kinsley. Sorry, your name was covered by by me actually. Kinsley, do you have a question? Oh, you can't talk. Oh, you got to be quiet.
Oh, okay.
Did you put it in the chat?
Here, she put it in the chat.
Let me see. Well, this is really testing my technological skills. Why can't I see? Oh, here it is.
Here it is.
I have a question, but I can't talk aloud at the moment. But I wanted to know what your favorite episode to film was in season 1. It's actually coming up 106. I say it's coming up in a couple of weeks.
What was 106?
When I got the Chitauri virus.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's called FITZT. FZZT.
And why? Why was that your favorite?
Because it's the first one that I was given pretty dramatic scenes to do. Oh, Walt, because you are so amazing that episode. Come on, Zach, catch up. For goodness sakes. Hello.
I just want to hear it
Love
from you.
seeing myself on screen. I got loads of scenes. Who else have we not heard from? I feel like we've heard. Oh no, Miranda. Oh my gosh, how have we not heard from you?
Because she's been so patient. She knew. She's like, I'm gonna let other people.
She knew.
Yeah, I was like trying to like not raise my hand as conspicuously, so I was trying to hide it.
What's going on, Miranda? Oh my gosh, look at that dog.
Long time no see, you know?
I know.
I showed my parents the video of this YouTube video, and my mom was just as confused at you at group chats, so don't worry.
Okay, for you. Yeah. Me and
my question for you is, what was your favorite thing to do with the cast in between takes when you guys were filming?
What was that? I tell you, my least favorite thing was Chloe and Ian for a while had this thing where they would ad-lib songs and dances, and I was just like, I just cannot compete with this. So every time they would start doing it, I would slink away.
Was it Dub Smash a huge thing in the first season too?
Was that season 1 or season 2?
It was around season 3. You guys had like a
season 3. Gosh, you guys are here. Yeah, so they would do those things and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I can't sing and I can't really dance, so I'm gonna be over here.
We were just singing today in the car.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect example.
I didn't put it up though.
But we didn't know each other that well then. Now I feel like now I'd be fine doing whatever. But our favorite thing to do is probably go and get a snack, make a cup of tea, just joke and chat and laugh, and just like being at school, you know. If school was great, that's what it was.
Had you ever had iced tea before coming to the States?
I never really have had iced tea ever. Now, even
yeah, that's
now.
because that's what I'm drinking.
I know, I just don't understand it. Okay, you guys.
She gets angry.
Who hasn't? I think we've spoken to everyone, right? On here, everyone's had at least one question. I'm gonna let everybody in now, and get to wave to people. You guys, this was so fun. Thank you for being here. Feel free to unmute as I bring people in, even if it just gets chaotic. I would love to hear your voices.
I am sure that one day you will win
Headcanon
impossible.
about Deke and his ending. So we see we see Victoria Hand in it, and I had a headcanon that Deke and Hand ended up together.
Oh no!
In his alternate universe.
Oh, well, you never know.
And then at some point, Coulson and the team get back there, and they meet Deke.
Awesome.
And
Hello.
he has Hand there. And he's dating Hand. Just so
Happy birthday.
Happy
birthday.
Look, I'm on YouTube.
Me too. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Love you,
birthday.
How are you?
Hello.
Happy birthday.
Early birthday.
Happy birthday.
Becky.
See you, Cheryl. I see you. Happy birthday. Hey, Hey, iPhone 11.
Hello. What's up, Mars?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Oh, this is
birthday.
TV? Hi, everyone.
Okay, that's
Watching. Let me know if you want me to do one of these again.
Wow, that's
away. That's good. I just saw myself. Yeah, honey.
Yes.
Bye, you guys.
What's up, Ariana? Ariana Hobson, what's up?
How are you?
Thanks, guys.
Gilmore, Paulina.
Happy to be here.
Ariana.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.